Good afternoon and welcome here on Forever Rugby and Forever Sports. It's round 2 of the World U20 Championships that's being played in South Africa. It's a Pool A clash up next. It's France against New Zealand. France and New Zealand, of course, winning their first pool games respectively. France overcoming Spain by 49 points to 12, and New Zealand having to hold on against Wales by 41 points to 34. It's going to be a mouth-watering clash today, and it gives me an absolute pleasure from myself, Roots, to take you through this journey between these two nations. Of course, we're in the international season upcoming this weekend. Some big rugby in the form of England travelling to New Zealand. Razor Robertson, of course, will maybe have one eye on the future here of the future stars of New Zealand this afternoon. They'll be playing against England on Saturday. Wales travelling to Australia, of course, a new Australia journey taking place under Joe Smith, a new look Wallabies team. Wales, of course, being defeated by South Africa at Twickenham a few weeks back. They'll be looking for some vengeance. And then the big one, if you're a South African fan, is Ireland making their way to South Africa. They're already here, but for the first game at Loftus on Saturday afternoon, up against the Springboks. It's Andy Farrell versus Rassie Erasmus in that one. So a lot to look forward to here on Forever Sports. But this afternoon, our attention turns to the Under-20 World Championships. It's round 2 in Pool A. It's France up against New Zealand. The French, of course, have a wonderful system of players coming through. New Zealand as well, as I mentioned, under Razor Robertson, will definitely be the future stars in the making here this afternoon. We're in for a mouth-watering clash, and I'm going to take you through the starting 23 of each team, starting with New Zealand from 1 to 23. At loosehead, Will Martin, Vernon Basin, the captain, Logan Watson-Wallace, Tom Allen, Liam Jack, Andrew Smith, Jonathan Lee, Mosesi Basin, Dylan Pledger at scrum half, Rico Simpson at first 5, Stanley Solomon, Javi Tiel, Aki Tuivayala, Xavier Tita Harris, and at fullback, Isaac Hutchinson. The replacements: Manumao Letui, Sika Omaki, Joshua Smith, Cameron Christie, Matt Lowe, Ben O'Donovan, Sam Coles, and at 23, King Maxwell. That's the starting 23 for the New Zealand under-20s. For France, it's Lino Julien, Barnaby Massa, Zenedine Oa, Corentin Mazau, Charles Kantasamba, Joe Karakaraba, Jeffrey Malatere. At 8, Matthias Castro Ferreira, Leo Cobanau at 9, Hugo Roos, the captain. At fly-half, Matthias Furty, Matthias Bellebreu. At inside centre, Fabian Braubory, 14, Nathan Bollinger, and 15, Jean Mosquet. The replacements: Thomas Lacombe, Roencio Boya Goyado, Thomas Duchene, Brent Leofau, Selavilio Tolafua, Thomas Sovebi, Maxence Biasotto, and at 23, Axel Desperez Rejou. That will be the 23 of the respective teams as we see them lining up for the national anthem. Of course, as I mentioned, this is the future of their respective countries here, looking to make their mark in Pool A here. A titanic clash, of course, and it's going to be an interesting one. New Zealand, of course, slightly perhaps favoured, but France, no doubt, will put up a big fight here. New Zealand in all white and France in blue this afternoon. Do give a like and subscribe on the channel, of course. Give your comments of who you're supporting, from where in the world you're watching. and in fact what your score prediction will be this afternoon. It's a big one. It's the Under-20 World Championships. They're in South Africa. Of course, the game to follow will be South Africa playing against Argentina. That'll be at 7 o'clock live with Stevie P. But for now, our attention is on the game between France and New Zealand. It's a big one. Still all to play for in the Under-20 Championships. As I mentioned, there's some big rugby. It's international season, of course. And this is just the precursor. The canapes, if you could call it, for the main meal that's coming this weekend. Whether it's New Zealand and England, Australia, Wales, or South Africa and Ireland. This certainly will get you in the mood for some rugby. The national anthems have concluded and the sides are making their way onto the pitch. New Zealand with their traditional form of haka, laying it down for the French here this afternoon. France standing at attention, ready for the challenge, no doubt. Always a sight to see the New Zealand haka. But here on Forever Sports, we're on a rugby journey. Earlier on, we saw Ireland hold on against Georgia. The score there, 22 points to 16. And the other group game in Pool A, Wales defeating Spain by 31 points to 10. England, of course, playing simultaneously at this time up against Fiji. Another mouth-watering clash. We saw the Baby Box do away with the Fijians pretty comfortably by 57 points to 7. But this, no doubt, the clash of the afternoon, besides the Springbok game against Argentina, of course. And the New Zealand haka is in full flight here. As I mentioned, do give your score predictions. And who, in fact, you're supporting, where in the world you're tuning in from. But the haka has culminated and kickoff is just about underway here in Cape Town. New Zealand, as I mentioned, in all white. With all the endeavours of the haka looking to intimidate this French side. We know the French, if they rock up, can play an exciting brand of rugby. And they definitely look up for it. Kickoff just about underway here. Crucial game. One feels the winner of this game will go on to top the group. Of course, Wales still have to play France. And New Zealand still have to play Spain. You feel they'll be the favourites in that one. But France will be kicking off. The referee, Adam Jones, here this afternoon, the man with the missile, the man in charge, who has to make all the decisions, keep control of the collisions, and give us a fair contest. The countdown has begun. It's going to happen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. France will kick off from right to left. to New Zealand. Just outside the 22 there, but New Zealand managed to regather. The ball is taken back. And it's Pledger, the scrum off, who feeds one of his loose forwards there. Pledger again to his fly off. Rico Simpson looking for someone to bash it up. Rico Simpson puts a kick upfield in France with their counter-attack via their fullback, Jean Mosquet. France in possession inside the New Zealand half here, just a loose ball there. And it's cleared up by the fly half, but he's kicked it straight to New Zealand. A bit of a kicking duel at the moment. New Zealand telling France, we'll give it to you, come running at us. Lovely little kick into space there from the French fly half. Hugo Roos, the captain. And it will be a line out to New Zealand here. Between their own 22 and 10 meter mark here. The set pieces are going to be crucial, and it's overthrown. Can France come away with it? They do. It's the hooker who goes charging on. Can he get over the line? He's just short. France just about a meter short there. A loose line out from New Zealand, and it was the hooker. Barnaby Massa took it up. Brought down just short, but France hot on the attack here, centre field. It's going to be a pick and go. From Currie turn, Mezau. New Zealand holding on for dear life here in defence. Barnaby Massa again into the action. A metre short. Surely they got to go wide. Wonderful double tackle there to stop the fly off. Hugo Roos from going over, and somehow New Zealand still holding on here. Now it's the number 8 for France, Matthias Castro Ferreira, trying to wriggle his way clear, but he's brought to ground. Kobonau and New Zealand somehow have picked up the loose ball and survived that onslaught early on here. France looking to get over the ball. It's been stolen. This French side not letting off now. Back inside the 22. It's the tight head prop who goes charging ahead, but he's brought down. Kicked ahead. One feels they should have held on to it there, France. It was the outside centre, Fabien Brauboiri. And a mark called, and New Zealand will look to find some relieving touch here on this right-hand touchline just outside their 22, but it's early. Attacking intentions here from the French. Originated from the line out that went astray for New Zealand. And it was Massa who was just held up short. They couldn't recycle it quickly enough, but New Zealand, some wonderful defence. France this time with the loose line out, but they get the ball off the bounce there, and it's the number 8. Castro Ferreira going backwards for the moment, but cleaning up his Hugo Roos to his inside centre. Matthias Billabru. It's all a little bit loose at the moment. But more importantly, France still in possession. Roos to Julien, the loose head prop. New Zealand doing all the defending here for the moment. Roos with a lovely little chip. Can France go through? He's put it along the ground, and it's try time. Jean Mosquet will go over for the first try for France. And a deft little kick along the ground from the captain himself, Hugo Roos. Gives the opportunity for the fullback, Jean Mosquet, to pick up, collect, score, try time, allez les bleus. 5 points to France with the conversion to come. Tight conversion up against this left-hand touchline. And he's just shanked it to the left. It's unconverted, but France on the board. It's 5 points to 0 here. First blood for Les Bleus, but a lovely kick in behind the defence. And Jean Mosquet goes over for the try. New Zealand under the pump early on, and France, more importantly, coming away with points there. The kickoff is made and New Zealand get the restart. It's loose. Can the French capitalise? Yeah, they've got possession. It's the try scorer himself. Mosquet tries to kick it ahead. It's charged down. But a slight knock on there from the hooker of New Zealand, Vernon Basin. Tried to gather the charge down, but just couldn't do so. And it's going to be the first scrum here. France to feed by Leo Cobinau. The referee says it's a reset there. 8 minutes in, France ahead by 5 points to 0. In case you missed it, do give us your score predictions for this game. Tell us from where you tuned in, who you're supporting here. If you're South African, no doubt your eyes will be on the game later this evening. France in possession. It's a solid scrum. And down the blind side, they break away. It's the left winger, Matthias Furti. Advantage, says the referee. France up and over the 10-metre mark here of New Zealand, doing all the playing for the moment. Showing real positive intent. And they're going to opt for touch. Probably just out of his range. For the captain, Hugo Roos, he puts it into touch on this left-hand touchline, gaining some valuable territory. But New Zealand penalised there for a tackle off the ball. And on the 22, it's Massa who throws in. It's another loose ball, so the line-out set pieces on both sides not working out, but cleaned up there by Rico Simpson for New Zealand. And it's Pledger at the base, Dylan Pledger. And this time around, New Zealand do find touch. But under all sorts of pressure here. They want to definitely fix those line-out set pieces. France with another opportunity now. This time around, the middle of the ball is good. They're looking for a maul here. But the referee says the line-out throw was not straight, so far the line-out's not going according to plan here for France. We saw that earlier line-out cost New Zealand. Although they didn't score from that first phase, France went on to score. You want to secure your own possession there, but just on the outside shoulder, says the referee. Just an unforced error that France did not want to give away at this point. A little bit of niggle at scrum time. The referee looking for a reset here. We saw that first scrum, New Zealand were a little bit under pressure. It is a New Zealand feed though, it looks solid. France coming with a strong scrum there, but it's away. Simpson. New Zealand look to shift it wide, but a big tackle there on their left winger. Stanley Solomon brought to ground, but New Zealand look to get out of their own 22 here via the flank forward, Jonathan Lee. And it's Simpson. Rico Simpson kicks it straight back to France, and here's an up and under opportunity. It's contestable who wants it. The ball bounces loose. And New Zealand, with precious possession, still stuck inside their own half here. Pleasure at scrum off. France looking to steal the ball, but illegally so, says the referee. This time around, the number 8. Matthias Castro Ferreira there, just over eager. Hands beyond the ball, and the referee says penalty to New Zealand. But an unforced error here from Simpson. He doesn't put it into touch, gifting France the opportunity to return the kick. But now New Zealand can break away. The inside centre, Xavi Taylor. France pick up the loose ball here. It's Massa again who gets the ball away. Kicked upfield, New Zealand return it again. So we've seen a lot of kicking in this game up to this point. But here comes the try scorer, Jean Mosquet. Late tackle, says the referee. And France immediately come charging ahead. It's the right winger, Nathan Bollinger. As they shifted towards this right-hand side, the inside centre, Matthias Belabru just couldn't hold on to it there. But you can see the tempo that France want to play with here. New Zealand managing to put through a relieving kick. They're still stuck inside their own territory just about. In fact, we're just inside the French half here on this right-hand touchline. It's another loose line out. New Zealand try and gather it, but it's knocked on, says the referee. Scrum down to France, just not going the way of New Zealand there, but a couple of errors on both sides. Not allowing for a free-flowing game here. Five meters in from this right-hand touchline on the 10-meter mark of France. It's Leo Cobinel who will feed. Promising signs for this French scrum up to this point. And the referee awarding a penalty straight to ground there was the tight head of New Zealand, Logan Watson-Wallace. Front row forwards never really happy with the referee's decision. But not handling the hit there, and France will have an opportunity here to put it into New Zealand's territory, but an unforced error there as well. But the French get the kick from New Zealand and come away with it. Big hit there on the fullback Massa. But Roos to his tight head, Zinedine Ouao. New Zealand have stolen it. Simpson looking for the chip kick. It's frenetic stuff, but the French just throwing a loose pass there, and it's gone into touch. All happening, but nothing happening after that first try. France still in the lead by 5 points to 0. High tempo. But a couple of unforced errors on both sides, no doubt. But a big hit there on Massa from the inside centre, Xavi Taylor. Time off just for the moment. Some injury attention on both sides. It's been quite frenetic up to this point. But it's definitely the line-out set pieces on both sides, and then, of course, the kicks for touch on both sides that have not been efficient, with real opportunity to gain some territory on each occasion. New Zealand and France, respectively, have missed touch. You want to cut down on the unforced errors, no doubt. Of course, as I mentioned, South Africa, the baby books will be up against Argentina at 7 o'clock. That'll be live with Stevie P here on Forever Sports. The future of Springbok rugby looks very bright, and play is restarted here with the New Zealand line-out. It's clean ball off the top, and this time around New Zealand do find themselves in France's half here up to the 10-meter mark. Holding on, says the referee, however, not able to put a couple of phases together. And it's the number 8 for France there, Matthias Castro Ferreira, legally over the ball. And this time around, France do find touch via Hugo Roos. But just putting two phases together there, New Zealand, and losing possession, you want some sort of continuity. Can France get it right here? They do. The back of the line out, but it's knocked on. Not the fluidity they're looking for. Pleasure at the base. Just hassle there. The referee coming back for a scrum down to New Zealand. Nothing much happening since that early try. France in the lead by 5 points to 0. Knocked on there from France at the line out. And another injury stop here as we approach the end of the first quarter here of this first half. It's just that one try that separates the two sides. It was the captain himself, Hugo Roos, taking it upon himself to put a lovely, deft little kick along the ground. And it was the fullback, Jean Mosquet, who went over for the try. Since then, it's been pretty much stop-start with a lot of unforced errors. New Zealand with a put in here to the scrum. It's another reset. This time the referee saying both props on the side. France's loose set. New Zealand's tight head going down at the same time. Always difficult to adjudicate the scrum. Some might feel it's always contentious. You kind of want a referee on the park that's played in the front row to be officiating. That would be ideal. The laws can sometimes get very interesting, but you have to make a call on the spot here, and it's Pleasure who feeds for New Zealand to Simpson. And New Zealand just can't get out of their own half. Looking to make a play here. But a penalty awarded to France, and this time around it looks like it's within range for a potential three-pointer. Off their feet at the ruck, looking to secure that clean out. And France, in fact, have pointed for the posts. Looking to take it more than a score clear here. A little bit unnecessary. From New Zealand, their discipline is definitely going to be paramount. Two very, very skilled teams. Roos, the captain, who takes one last look at the posts, strikes it. It's got the distance. It's got the direction. It's over, and France are up to 8 points to 0 here. As we're into the second quarter of this game, New Zealand yet to really get inside France's half. They were there on one occasion, put 2-3 phases together and lost the ball. The restart from New Zealand, and they've got the ball back. It's Pleasure at the base, who feeds his number 8. Mosesi Basin. Set up another ruck here. Can they find continuity, New Zealand? The referee stopped play here. And there's going to be a conversation between the assistant official and the referee. He saw something that I didn't. And they're going to go to the TMO to have a look at this. Is there potential foul play? Something New Zealand could ill afford here. What are they looking for? Looks like an unnecessary off the ball clean out here. Definitely looks like foul play. The question is, will it be yellow or red? It's a yellow card. Under review, and New Zealand will be down to 14. It's their number 6, Andrew Smith, who will go to the sin bin for 10 minutes. Can France capitalise here? They'll have an opportunity to kick for touch and put it into New Zealand's territory. Up to the New Zealand 10-metre mark on this left-hand touchline. France to feed the line out. He's been influential up to this point, the captain, Hugo Roos. Try assist and a penalty. Been efficient with the boot. France win the line out. They just can't hold on to it there. The inside centre with a clean opportunity to take that ball. Matthias Billabru. But he dropped it cold. It will be a scrum down to New Zealand. 24 minutes in here. It's France who lead by 8 points to 0. Lots of support for New Zealand in the crowd. But New Zealand not making much of the play, and down to 14 men for the moment, or for the next couple of minutes. They really want to get their foot into this game, no doubt. It's Pledger with ball in hand. Big scrum from the French, but somehow New Zealand managed to get it clear. And it's Javi Tele who takes it up the inside centre. Up to the 10-metre mark here. New Zealand in possession. Pledger. They've really got to pick up the tempo now. Simpson. There's a little bit of space here. It's the fullback. Isaac Hutchinson, he's brought to ground. Lost forward though. And another unforced error. Not a real good advertisement here between these two sides, with so many unforced errors early on in this game. And France will have the put into the scrum. 25 metres in from this right-hand touchline, just outside their own 22. France definitely having the ascendancy at scrum time. Sorry about that, JP. Just sort out the scoreboard there. France up by 8 points to 0. And another penalty to France, and it's Roos again. With his left foot, putting it safely into touch. Line-out time has been a bit sketchy for the French. But it's Massa with the feed. Clean take this time at the back of the line-out, and they go for a driving maul here. It's the power game from the French, working their way to the 22 as they look to break down this blind. Tried a chip over the top. France want to play quickly. It was charged down into touch, but France, definitely the side looking to play positively here. Somehow New Zealand still in possession, but they stuck 5 meters from their own try line here. Playing advantage for a scrum down. It was knocked on by France. Just inside New Zealand's 22, 15 meters in from this right-hand touchline. New Zealand will have the feed to the scrum. Frenetic stuff there, but just holding on to the ball has been a bit of an issue on both sides. Trying to gather it there with the one hand. With the French. Knocked on in the process. They're almost up to the half-hour mark. France still ahead by 8 points to 0. Penalty New Zealand this time around, and Simpson will have the opportunity to clear for touch, which he does. The line out is one, and here come New Zealand on their own 10-meter mark, centre field. Pledger at the base. Looking to feed one of his tight forwards, but he's wrapped up in a double tackle. No gain over the advantage line there. New Zealand still in possession. No way through this French defence here. Putting the phases together, but stuck inside their own half. New Zealand Pledger again. This time it's Simpson who's wrapped up. The French defending like Trojans here. Showing that attitude on defence. Rugby is not just about attack, it's about how intense you can be defensively. New Zealand this time via Pledger shapes for a kick, but well gathered there by the fullback, Musquet. And for all the efforts and phases put together, France have nothing, or New Zealand, should I say, have nothing to show for it. France looking to pump it deep. New Zealand have no option here but via Simpson to put it upfield. Looking for space. France with the kick. It's back and forth here. And into touch there by Isaac Hutchinson. Just beyond halfway on this right-hand touchline. Most of the action happening in the New Zealand half, but also no amount of real attacking flair. But France come away with the line out here. Big hit. But there's space out on this left-hand side. It's the right winger who's come to this left-hand side. And he cuts in field. Nathan Bollinger. Can New Zealand come away with it now? Simpson with the dancing feet. It's all a little bit loose at the moment, but it's the hooker, Vernon Basin. Thrown a loose pass and France back in possession. Kicked upfield by the French, and it's Simpson who's going to clear into touch there. You can see perhaps New Zealand want to play from broken play, but then just needlessly throwing a loose ball into the French hands, and France get the net territorial gain there. Tight encounter here. In Cape Town, France up by 8 points to 0. It's Massa who throws in. It's a loose ball, but it's Bollinger, Nathan Bollinger of France, who's thrown into touch, collecting that loose pass, or loose line-out ball, should I say. It will be a New Zealand put in. In fact, the referee says it was knocked on. By New Zealand, so it's going to be France to put into the scrum here. 15 metres in from this left-hand touch line, just inside their own half. Another penalty. New Zealand doing well to mitigate France's one-man advantage for the moment. No added score, really, beyond that penalty. But France putting it almost up to the 22 on this left-hand touchline now, and looking to make something of it with just a little over 5 minutes to play in this first half of this crucial clash in Pool A of the Under-20 Championships. Lineouts have been awful. New Zealand steal it from France. And in possession, Pledger. Looking for space. Finds the outside centre there. Aki Tuivailala. He's brought to ground. No real attacking shape for the moment for New Zealand, but being shut down by this French defence. Pledger at the base, shapes with the kick. It's contestable. It's high, but it's Musquet, the try scorer, who's got safe hands. France. Is there space down this left-hand side here? Bollinger, just a little bit too much on it. Looking for open space. Nathan Bollinger. Just not the angle there, going straight into touch. They're going to come back. For a line out to New Zealand on halfway here. Tight contest. France still up by 8 points to 0. Up to this point, New Zealand have not made one entry into the French 22. Doesn't help you put the phases together, but you don't do much with it. New Zealand with a clean line-out win. Centre field. Tutu Valala. And here they break away now. Looking for support. But the French will get a penalty. And in fact, the referee's driven them 10 meters back for back chatting. He's the man with the whistle. Don't tell me how to blow this game. France get a free 10 meters and an opportunity to clear into touch here by Hugo Roos on their own 10-meter mark. Sends it between New Zealand's 10-meter mark and 22. Some valuable meters gained there with a penalty kick. New Zealand just not finding that last pass in support there. You can see what it means to France. Nathan Bollinger. The French defence holding out, forcing errors, and now they're in possession. Can they close out this first half with some points? Working their way up to the 22 now. Cobbenau, advantage, says the referee. France inside the 22 now. But no advantage, says the referee. They're coming back for a penalty here. Another kickable penalty. Can they add the extra 3? High tackle, says the referee. Around the neck. They want to make sure safety is a priority. And it's going to be another attempt by Hugo Roos here to take the score into double figures. Force New Zealand to score twice. They really haven't done much with the ball. The little they've had, they've just not been in the right areas of the field, New Zealand. Hugo Roos, one last look, straight down the middle, distance, direction is good, it's sailing, it's over. France up to 11 points to 0. This will be the last restart before half time. New Zealand go deep. The new rule says you can take a mark from the kickoff, and France do exactly that. Perhaps Simpson wanted to kick a little bit shorter there. France looking to bide out time here just before half time, up by 11 points to 0. Cobbenau. And that will be half time. Hugo Roos puts it over the dead ball line. Job done for the first half for France. They're up in this Pool A clash by 11 points to 0 against New Zealand. Stay tuned for the second half. We'll be back in just a little bit. Welcome back. We're live for the second half. It's France who are up by 11 points to 0 here. Crucial time for New Zealand. They find themselves into the 22 of France, really for the first time in this game. Crucial line-out. The line-outs have not been up to standard for the moment, but New Zealand have it secure and they go charging ahead. Well, there's some team talks at half-time to just increase the intensity, keep ball in hand, limit the unforced errors in New Zealand. Go charging ahead with them all. There's Vernon Basin there looking to come away from the maul there. He's brought to ground. It's Pleasure who goes digging in to find one of his loose forwards to carry it up. Taking it in short, New Zealand now, 10 metres out. And again, putting 2, 3, 4 phases together and then losing out. It's France who get the penalty. Off their feet at the breakdown, and it's Hugo Roos who will have an opportunity to clear here for France. The referee just having a word with Vernon Basin, the captain. The man pinged on that occasion was Andrew Smith. And already had a yellow card. He's back on the field. But France with a massive territorial gain on this left-hand touchline. Into the half of New Zealand here. But again, another lost line out for France. New Zealand coming away with the ball, working their way up to halfway. Centre field, it's Pleasure. This time New Zealand get the penalty. France offside at ruck time. They've been quite disciplined up to this point. And it's Rico Simpson. Who puts it into touch, and New Zealand come away with the line-out ball via the inside centre. Chavi Tayele. New Zealand up to the 22 now. Pleasure. Can they get some continuity going? Andrew Smith with the ball out the back to Simpson. Smith again. Looking to make amends for that yellow card. France have got it. They've stolen it away and hoofed it upfield. New Zealand are going to have to go backtracking here. It's the left winger, Stanley Solomon. Lovely regather from Stanley Solomon there. Has had precious little possession. Smith out on this left wing. Breaks one tackle. New Zealand beyond the 22 of France here. 5 metres in from this left-hand touchline. Advantage, says the referee. It's a free play here. Pleasure. Tayele. Simpson just wrapped up by the ankles. But not really finding the attacking shape here. But Pleasure again. This time around, New Zealand do go over for their first try and draw first points here in the second half. Aki Tuivaialala scores the try for New Zealand. It's a 5-pointer and they're on the board. Rico Simpson with the opportunity now to add the extra 2. Gathers himself and strikes it straight down the middle. New Zealand with the 7-pointer. New Zealand 7, France 11 here. The outside centre fended off the would-be defender. Tui Vailala over for the try. The restart from France and New Zealand all of a sudden get the penalty. Is there a slight momentum shift? Yeah, they needed that, the All Blacks. And Rico Simpson puts it into touch. Almost up to halfway on this right-hand touchline. Smith takes the line out. It's loose from New Zealand and France. Pick up the loose ball. Can't do anything with it. But perhaps that try has opened up this game for the moment. France with a slender 4-point lead. Just overrunning that one on that occasion was Jonathan Lee. And a first change for New Zealand in the front row. Sika Wamaki is on, replacing Logan Watson-Wallace. Thomas Duchesne on as well for France in the front row. Can we see a more even contest here? France in that first half. Couple of solid scrums. Free kicks, says the referee to France. Holding on, New Zealand. All over that ball. Matthias Castro Ferreira, they just caught with no support. And it was Liam Jack who affected that turnover. New Zealand into the French territory now with that penalty kick into touch. Between the 10-meter mark and 22 on this left-hand touchline. New Zealand win the line out. Basin feeds Pledger as they go charging up to the 10-meter mark here. Inside French territory, can they find the attacking shape? Pledger. Simpson. It's the left winger. Solomon looking for work from the left wing. Going backwards for the moment, New Zealand here. Pledger. Finding Smith, who's brought to ground, and Pledger now from the ruck. Shapes with a contestable kick. Who wants it? New Zealand want it. New Zealand in possession, looking to get up towards the 22 here. Taking it wide down this right-hand side. It's the fullback, Isaac Hutchinson, who's brought to ground. Going from left to right. Now they switch it up. It's an interception. France are going to go in for their second try. What a read. What a try. For France, Currie with an excellent read. Goes in for France's second try under the posts and just about a guaranteed 7-pointer. But Rico Simpson there with the soft pass, the interception and the pace of Currie to go under the sticks. And it's another moment for Alele Bleu to savour. Hugo Roos, to make no mistake here, it's over. It's a 7-pointer. And France are up to 18 points to 7 via that try from Currie and subsequent conversion. But what a read. An injection of pace from the loose forward. And nobody was going to catch him. There says worrying signs lay ahead for All Blacks rugby. I want to agree with you there, brother. It has not been that sharp from the Baby Blacks. The restart is made in France. In possession. Carbonell to Roos. He's made a mistake though. He's put it straight into touch. Carried back into the 22. But New Zealand will have to score twice to get ahead in this game. And when they're in the 22, which has been on precious few occasions, they've only come up with points on one occasion. They've got to make it count here. Great charge up ahead from the inside centre there. Xavi Tiele. Lovely little dart around the ruck, and it's Solomon, the left winger, who goes over for New Zealand, and they strike back just about immediately. An unforced error has resulted in a try for the Baby Blacks. Sniping around the fringe there was Dylan Pledger. Got the defender clutching at straws and then fed it out wide to Solomon. Stanley Solomon with the try. He showed some attacking intent this evening on the occasions that he's had the ball. Simpson with the conversion, and New Zealand right back in it now. France 18, New Zealand 14. Tit for tat here. France hold on to a slender 4-point lead. New Zealand will have to score at least an unconverted try. They have not been ahead in this game on one single occasion. But just that error from Roos, putting it into touch when it was carried back, forced the line out, taken up by the inside centre. Chavitele, and then sniping around the base was Pleasure, feeding Solomon, putting New Zealand right back in this contest. New Zealand, from the restart, tried to put the ball through the hands, but they've lost it. The scrum advantage to France. Is there space out wide with a kick pass? Here's an opportunity. Just held up short there. And France about a metre short. 5 metres in from this right-hand touchline. Will we see a pick and go here? Held up, says the referee. He was over the line. But just couldn't put the ball down on the try line there. Salivalia, Tolafua, or in fact it was Brent Leofau there who just couldn't get it on to a blade of grass. A goal line dropout. France in possession here, looking for a drop kick. It's sailing. It's going to be short. Not a bad option, but New Zealand finding territory there with the clearance kick. The drop goal well short there. But this game seems to be opening up now. Just held up short there was Brent Leofau. But it will be a line out to France just inside New Zealand's half. On this left-hand touchline, it's the replacement hooker, Thomas Lacombre. But they've lost it. New Zealand have the line out. Great contest in the air there. France still ahead by 18 points to 14. The referee is actually coming back after consulting with the assistant referee there. It looked like a man was taken out in the air in that line out. France will look to put it into touch. Wonderful, wonderful clearance into the 22 on this left-hand touchline. France just not able to hold on to that one. It's gone into touch. New Zealand with a defensive line out here. 18 metres from their own try on this left-hand touchline. New Zealand win the line out. It's Simpson who looks to break away. We're approaching the final quarter here. It's Smith down this left-hand side. He's been full of running. Back with a vengeance after that yellow card. And Solomon goes charging ahead. High tackle, says the referee. Is there a little bit of argy-bargy here? Tempers flaring. A little bit of tug on the shoulders here. Tug on the jerseys. They want to get some UFC going here. The referee calling over the captain saying, I want none of that. If you want to go, to the UFC. Go find yourself an octagon. But it won't be happening between these four lines. Let's calm it down. What a high tackle there from France. Little over 22 minutes to go. It's France who still have the lead here. Could definitely be a call for foul play here. It's going to be a yellow card to the scrum half of France. Crucial moment. Leo Carbonell will take a 10-minute breather. And France have a yellow card of their own. New Zealand with the penalty kick here. Resulting line-out is good. The driving maul, the All Blacks looking to get ahead here. Can they find a score? Up and beyond the 22 they go. Pleasure. France look to come away with it, kicked ahead. But New Zealand have gone all of 30 meters backwards. Basin with lovely hands to Simpson. He's brought to ground. They're up to the 10-meter mark of France here. The defense of France holding out for the moment. Here's the try scorer. Tuivailala brought to ground. Penalty New Zealand, not releasing the tackled player. Will we see the infamous final 20 minutes, renowned in history by the All Blacks, shining through here for the Baby Blacks? Still trailed by 4, but they're going to put it into touch, turning down the potential 3 points. Line out on this left-hand touchline, just on the 22. And away comes Jonathan Lee. He feeds Liam Jack. There's good continuity here for the Baby Blacks. Pleasure manages to get that ball clear. France defending for dear life here. 7 meters out. Crucial moment here. Here's an opportunity. It's the replacement on the field. Sam Coles. New Zealand 2 meters short. Joshua Smith brought to ground. New Zealand 5 meters out. Simpson, Solomon again, full of running. Basin on this left wing. Just couldn't hold on to the last pass. And New Zealand fluffing that one just about on the try line. He just had to collect it. Seems to have done himself an injury there. The captain, Vernon Basin. Manumahua Letui looks to be coming onto the field to replace him. Was a difficult pass, but he had it just about. And France led off the hook there. France with a 5-meter scrum, 5 meters in from this left-hand touchline. And we are into the last quarter. France holding on to that slender 4-point lead. Dion Faulkner says, come on, New Zealand. What are your score predictions, guys, for this final? 18 minutes. Can Alele Bleu hold on? Big scrum from New Zealand. Here's an opportunity. Wonderful work from Dylan Pledger. Had a try assist early on, and all of a sudden the All Blacks are in the lead. Massive scrum from New Zealand. We can say we saw France dominating the scrum up to this point, but there, New Zealand put in an 8-man shove. And Dylan Pledger had some work to do, but put it in to this left-hand corner. And New Zealand up to 19 points. To 18 with the conversion to come. This time he shanked it. It's going to stay an unconverted try, but importantly, New Zealand for the first time in this game take the lead. And it was that 8-man shove putting the pressure on. Scrumming France off their own ball. Dylan Pledger with some work to do. He had a try assist early on. He's got a try of his own now. And the All Blacks lead by 19 points to 18. Oh, France out on their feet here. France with the restart and regather. They want to come charging back in possession. 15 meters out from New Zealand's try line. Pick and go from the French. Advantage, says the referee. France are not done yet. Five meters out, France in possession with the penalty advantage. Offside at ruck time, says the referee. Will they opt for the 3 points to take the lead again here? Crucial decision. The man with the ball in hand is Hugo Roos. He's the captain. Will he opt for the corner? Will we see a driving maul? Their lineouts have not been functioning that well. And they're going to take the 3 points. Perhaps a wise decision in this tight contest. Three tries to New Zealand. 2 converted. France have 2 tries. 1 converted. And 2 penalties. Can they add the 3rd penalty here from the captain? One last deep breath. Shapes with a kick. It's sailing. It's over. And France hit back and go back into the lead. It's 21 points to 19. The restart is made from New Zealand. Kicked ahead by France, but New Zealand come charging ahead. Looking for the counter ruck here. Now what do New Zealand do? Well within range here. It's a penalty to the Baby Blacks. Not opting for the 3. Rico Simpson looking to put it into touch. Deep into the 22 of France here. They want their bonus point try. They backing themselves here, New Zealand. Time off for the moment with just some injury attention to one of the French players. Much more enterprising play, much more fluidity in the second half from both sides. France took the lead into half-time at 11 points to 0. But New Zealand fighting back, trailing by those 2 points for the moment. New Zealand with the driving maul. It's going, it's going. Is it going over? Yes, it is. Don't take your eyes off this game for a second. It's the Baby Blacks who get the bonus point try. They're up to 24. It's the replacement hooker at the back of that maul. Manamua Letui goes over for the try and importantly puts New Zealand into the lead. Backed themselves. They could have opted for the 3 points. Certainly within range of Rico Simpson. But the pendulum now swings back in the favour of New Zealand. The conversion attempt crucial. just fading away. He tried to curl it around. But it's a 3-point advantage for New Zealand. The driving maul went charging on. And Latui went over for the try. So difficult to stop. France trail by 3 here with just over 10 minutes to play. New Zealand from the restart look to shift it wide down this left-hand side. Here comes Solomon. Stanley Solomon just putting it out on the full there. But New Zealand seem to have found their breath here. Giving the ball some air. And Solomon's been full of running, but just kicking it perhaps off the wrong foot. And the angle took it straight out. On the full, France will have to come back here. They won't have many more opportunities. Getting into the 22 of New Zealand here, they've got to make it count. And as I say that, New Zealand defensively sound and all over that ball legally. It was the inside centre, Matthias Belabre, who took it into contact, didn't have his support in time. And a wonderful touchline clearance. Puts France under all sorts of pressure after that line out from their own ball. They couldn't secure it at ruck time. New Zealand with another driving maul, only 7 meters out on this right-hand touchline. Pledger feeds his inside centre. Tayele playing with real attacking intent now. Just not able to hold on to that pass there. France will have a put into the scrum. New Zealand could see the line, but you've got to do the basics right there. France still stuck. 10 meters inside this right-hand touchline. 12 meters from their own try line. They'll look to clear here with an exit strategy. Big scrum from New Zealand. France want to play. The French looking to break away here. Is there an opportunity? Just not able to hold on to that pass there, but some wonderful French flair. Takes it all the way into the New Zealand 22. Breaking away from just about 10 meters from their own try line. But the last pass couldn't stick. And off their feet at ruck time with the French. New Zealand breathed a massive sigh of relief, but wonderful soft hands. Support running was good. Shifted it wide, cut back in field. And just that final pass not going into the hands of Maxence Biasotto. The French almost cutting New Zealand open there. But the All Blacks have an opportunity to clear here. France looking to counter ruck here. New Zealand winning the line out, taking it upfield. France coming away with possession. France coming away with the ball now. Can they score the try? Yes, they can. The kick was charged down initially from the base of the scrum. It all went a bit loose. But it's Matthias Fete who gets the try for France in this left-hand corner. He had the pace to burn, and all of a sudden, it's advantage for Les Bleus. Nobody was going to catch him. His tank is running on full, and it's try time for the left winger. Crucial conversion for Hugo Russia to take it to a point where New Zealand have to score a converted try. Can he do it? It's sailing. Just shaving the right hand upright. France have a 4-point lead. It's 28 France, 24 New Zealand. Beg your pardon, it's 26. The conversion is not over. It's a 2-point lead for the French. A penalty to win it for New Zealand. New Zealand have possession from the restart. They've got to play now. The game opening up with just about 4 minutes to play. Advantage to New Zealand, says the referee. Surely, if nothing comes of this, they'll take the 3 points. Still advantage, says the referee. New Zealand 10 meters out. Nothing comes of it. Offside, says the referee. And New Zealand now with an opportunity to add 3 points that could put them back into the lead. There will be some time for the restart, but so few minutes for France to get back into this one. The restart is going to be crucial, but the penalty still has to go over Rico Simpson now. There's more drama here. They're going to the TMO, folks. What are we looking at? It looks like a head contact clean out here. New Zealand, crucially, could be in all sorts of trouble. They could relinquish this penalty. It looks like head contact at that breakdown under advantage. It's New Zealand's number 19. Cameron Christie. In fact, it was a combination of Joshua Smith and Cameron Christie there. On Cobino, the scrum half. And this could be the game's decider right here, New Zealand. Putting the ball down for a penalty kick. It's going to be overturned and France will have an opportunity to clear with a penalty kick here. Silly error at the breakdown there, head and head contact. Not being tolerated by World Rugby. And this game has really opened up in the second half. France will clear the lines. So no penalty attempt. France still hold on to that 2-point lead. Crucial time here for France to try and play this game and hold out here for the victory against the Baby Blacks. Holding on, says the referee. New Zealand have not given up yet. This, in fact, will be a penalty. Rico Simpson doesn't back himself for the 3 points, puts it into touch. And the All Blacks will have to play now. To try and get a penalty at least within range to win this game. 15 meters out on this left-hand touchline, it's New Zealand. With the driving maul advantage, says the referee. Is this going to be it? If nothing comes of it, surely 3 points. New Zealand have another bite of the cherry here. No advantage, says the referee. They're coming back for the penalty. And Simpson will have the opportunity to win it for the Baby Blacks. 3 points is enough. Crucial kick to win the game here for Rico Simpson. Kicking at 50% this evening. If ever he'd want to get one over, it's now. Well within range. 10 meters in from this left-hand touchline. Simpson for the win. It's sailing. It's wide. He's missed it. What do we have here, folks? Drama. 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 This you don't see too often. They're going up to the TMO to see if that ball snuck in. Would you believe it? New Zealand have done it. The penalty kick has snuck in. They needed the TMO for that one. But on the 80th minute, the Baby Blacks have taken victory here by 27 points to 26. Heartbreak for Les Bleus. A game of small margins after taking that lead into half-time by 11 points to 0. It's New Zealand who had a powerful second half. And they take victory by 27 points to 26, folks. Thank you for tuning in here on Forever Sports. Of course, don't forget the Springboks, the Baby Boks, should I say, are up next against Argentina live at 7 o'clock with Stevie P. From myself, Roots, it's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time, bye for now.